Hi, my name is Ethan Jeske. This is my persuasive speech for my public speaking class. These are some of my audience members. Let's get into it. Have you ever wondered what it takes to be a first ballot Hall of Famer in the game of baseball? According to the Baseball Hall of Fame, a first ballot Hall of Famer is somebody who is elected in their first year of eligibility into the Baseball Hall of Fame. This is extremely hard to do, not only to get into the Baseball Hall of Fame, but to be a first ballot is almost impossible. There's only a certain select people, a few who have done it, and to do it, you have to be a special kind of player in three categories. One, who you are as a person, how the kind of life you lead, not getting into too many scandals, not being the center of attention in a bad way, or even really in a good way. But also how you are comparatively to who you play against, and how you are comparatively to the greats of all time, right? Mike Trout's only played 10 years so far, but if he were to stop playing right now, he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is pretty insane because most Hall of Famers, especially first ballot Hall of Famers, take about 20 years, which is about a full career of a Hall of Fame baseball player, and they would have to get 3,000 hits. They'd have to get either 500 home runs or get like 8 or 9 Gold Gloves, a bunch of Silver Sluggers, and be an All-Star. In this 10-year stretch that he's done, which is the bare minimum to even get in, Mike Trout, if he were to stop playing right now, has been so dominant that he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Who is Mike Trout? Mike Trout is a 29-year-old baseball player for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. He's their center fielder. His debut was in 2011, and every year since then, he's never finished in anything less than top 5 in MVP voting, which is MVP is the most valuable player award. They award it to the best statistical player in the entire league, and there's 2 leagues, AL and NL. He plays in the AL, so he would be winning AL MVPs. He's won 3 All-Star MVPs, so when the All-Star game happens, all the best players that are voted in that have the best seasons, they all play against each other, and the best player in all the leagues get the MVP. He's won that 3 times. He has established a WAR, which is a wins above replacement. According to USA Today, wins above replacement is a advanced metric that they keep to kind of gauge yourself against who your backups are, basically league average, to how you're playing. And he would consistently sit at 9 to 10 WAR every year, which is incredible. It's so hard to do that, and the fact that he's done it for at least 8 years now. His rookie year he was, I think, 8.3, and he won Rookie of the Year. And then last year he got hurt half the season. He was 5th in MVP voting, and they only played 60 games because of the shorted COVID season. He's an incredible player, and to top it off, he's an incredible person. He has acquired the largest contract in MLB history of almost $500 million, and it couldn't be to a more humble guy. He's never the center of attention. He's never in the spotlight for anything negative, no bad publicity. He's never taken steroids. Nobody ever has even remotely thought he's taken steroids, which is a big problem in baseball, especially in the 90s when you have some of the best players of all time like Barry Bonds, who all of that's thrown out the window because he took steroids and things like that. He stays out of the limelight. He's really gritty. He plays with a sense of hustle that's really hard to see in today's game. Everybody's, they're obsessed with launch angle. They're obsessed with how far people throw. And for somebody like him, it's amazing. He's able to hit balls farther than most. He's able to hit for a 300 average, which is incredible. 300 is 3 times out of every 10 at bats he gets a hit. And to do that, you're going to be a Hall of Famer if you can keep that up for his career. And he's done that in 10 years. But he also has the speed. He has, the arm. He beats out balls in the infield. It's incredible to watch. It really is. So how good is he comparatively? Kind of in a good segue. Everybody who plays now, all his peers, they all unanimously believe that he's the best player they've ever played against. And right now, baseball is the best era it's ever been. According to ESPN, the average fastball velocity in 2000 was 88 to 89, and the average fastball velocity now is about 93 to 95. It's incredible how much that has changed baseball because the batting averages have gone down. Swing and misses have gone up. There's been more strikeouts. There's been more home runs, and he's just been able to keep an even keel through all of that. And that's really what's his consistency of at a high level has really set him apart from other players that are super, super good, but they're just not quite what Mike Trout is. He comes in and he plays against guys who are going to be Hall of Famers as well, future Hall of Famers that have been in the league longer than he has, and guys who are even more talented than him. And it imposes his will in every game. It's incredible to watch. He's not even 30 yet, and that's the crazy thing. Most guys, they hit their peak around 28 to 30, and he's just now getting into his peak, and he's been this good. So, for all intents and purposes, if he were to continue his career, he definitely could go down as the greatest baseball player of all time. And that also kind of plays into why, if he were to stop now, he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer, because he has the statistics to do it, and he also has the ability to be the greatest of all time. How does he compare to all-time greats at the same age? So, when you watch TV, when he's on, when you watch, the network, the cable networks and things like that, they always like to compare him to other greats. Greats like Babe Ruth, greats like Ty Cobb, greats like, Mickey Mantle. Those guys are on the Mount Rushmore of baseball. They're the best who've ever played the game, and he's right there with them, and he's even better than them at the same age. We go back to that WAR stat. Some people get tired of it, but it really is the best way to gauge how good a player was, especially position players. Pitchers are a little different, but position players like Mike Trout, it's really good because we can kind of benchmark and keep an even keel of guys who played back in the day, who maybe were favorites like Willie Mays or Mickey Mantle. Those guys were loved by everybody, and it could inflate how good they actually were. And they were really good. They were first ballot Hall of Famers, but at the end of the day, Mike Trout has his WAR percentage is better than a lot of those dudes, or right there with him. And they were first ballot Hall of Famers the same way he was. They just played a whole season. They just played a whole career. In conclusion, Mike Trout is a generational player. He's a generational guy, and he's able to do things that nobody's really seen in baseball for a really long time, especially at this level. And he does it day in and day out. He makes up everything you think about in a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's him. He has no flaws. It's pretty incredible. Even when he's hurt, even when he isn't having the best day, he still is able to influence games. He's still able to influence, people, the amount of fans that show up. It's incredible to watch. And thank you for watching my presentation.